he also the budget officer as well?
Yes.
So he withdrew about $764,509.
Yes.
No documentation to support these withdrawals. You have Mohamed Jammeh. What is his position?
During my time, he was a procurement officer. But
yes.
Before my time, I understand he was doing some cash payments.
Why would a procurement officer be given checks in his name?
No, I think by then he was not.
He is procurement officer. Why would you draw checks in his name?
Yeah, you are right. During my time, I can recall few checks were given to him. No, I cannot remember Mohamed Jammeh.
The amount is $1,307,254. So that is what
Can we go to Mohamed Jammeh's withdrawals to break down?
Yes, you can show me. The only problem is you will tell me you can't recall. Do you have it?
Yes.
Yes.
Page 88.
Page
88.
Please proceed.
On the 4th of February 2020.
Yes.
Up to the last.
Yes.
That's 24th of March 2020.
Yes.
Then 24th of March to the last 15 July 2020.
Yes.
16 July 2020.
Yes.
Okay. Here. That's.
Can we be guided as to the page?
Page 90.
Page 90.
Page 8 and 90.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Then 30th of July.
Yes.
5,000 withdrawal.
Yes.
Supersonic. 6th of August. 9,000 withdrawal. 6th of August 2021. Supersonic 2,000. Amounting to 16,000.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think the next page.
Yes.
About 25th of January.
Yes.
Mohamed Jammeh 157,993.82. This was not my time, January 21.
Yes.
Then he made a withdrawal the same day, 25th January. That's not my time. Then on the 27th April 2021.
Yes.
Deposit of 533,000.
Yes.
27 May 2021, 163. 27 May, 9,000. 29 May, 66,000.
When did he deposit $500,000?
$500,000 deposit.
Where would the procurement officer deposit this money to the bank?
Okay. I know I cannot recall it, but it could be.
Why will
maybe he shared responsibility with Ndaba. For example, if there is pressure, like we want, let me look at the date. It's 27th of April. This must be salary time.
The issue of shared responsibility is either they are authorized formally to be sharing responsibility, or that argument will not hold water. So if you are employed as the finance director, will you allow anyone to come to your department and assume your role as the finance director?
No.
Exactly. So the issue of shared responsibility will be a non-starter. My question is, what will be the reason as to why the procurement officer will be dealing with finances, making deposits and withdrawals? Can you help us understand? What authority?
Okay, like I said, the authority I know is verbal.
Yes.
I know this must be salary time. You can see it between 27 and 29.
Yes.
It's the responsibility of Ndaba, but if Jammeh is free, then he step in for Ndaba so that.
So he has no business with the accounts.
No, he has no business to do.
So to withdraw this amount without following due process would really be unlawful.
Deposit.
and withdrawals.
Yes.
Deposit and withdrawals. I said financial transactions.
Yes. Yes.
So it will be very, very unlawful.
Yes. Amounting to 1,274,090.40.
It will be very unlawful to do that. Is that not correct?
Yes.
How about the rest?
Yes. I saw.
Why will you even give Ndaba Kurubali checks in his name consistently to go and make withdrawals?
Because he is a cashier.
So if you are to pay a supplier or let's say a contractor, what are the rules governing that?
Fund transfer.
What?
To do fund transfer.
Fund transfer.
Yes.
In whose name?
The supplier.
So why would these checks be in Ndaba Kurubali's name?
Like I said earlier, most of these withdrawals are done during the end of the month.
No, he testified and he said clearly, in fact, some of these withdrawals are to pay to customers or suppliers and contractors. So
contractors.
I'm just saying people you deal with, third parties.
Yeah, but
make payments.
Mr. Suso,
yes.
looking at the financial transactions and your statements, the statement you have made is incorrect. It's not, most of these withdrawals is just not towards the end of the month for salaries. And you can clearly see that in the system audit. Is that not correct?
It's withdrawal, and yes, because the reason is that we are servicing loan. So
no, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you look at the way, if we go to page 90.
Page 90?
Yes. These are the periods that you were there, except for page 91, 23rd of October 2020 and 22nd of December 2020. All of the rest of the transactions from Aji Bank are in 2021 and in 2022. Did you see that?
Aji Bank, which page?
Page 91.
Yes.
So if you look at the months, it is not what you said, that it is these withdrawals or these deposits are during and they are for the issue of paying salaries.
Yes, ma. If you look at the first one.
If you see the months.
Yes.
Yes.
If you look at the first deposit is 177,000. That is on the 29th of March, 2021. That's end of month.
No.
Yeah.
The 177.
Yes.
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 That is 29th of March, 2021.
Yes.
Yes. That was a deposit.
Yes.
Yes. And what about that?
Right down to on the 1st of July, 30,000.
Yes.
It's all within the salary payment.
Where were these monies coming from?
Ndaba is having the report where auditors extracted, and that's what we used to reconcile all these figures: deposit against withdrawal, deposit against withdrawal. We did the reconciliation for almost 21 days. And we are able to reconcile with the SIU, because SIU came for 7 days, they went back, later they came for 14 days, we are together, and we reconcile everything. But for the auditors, we did not reconcile with them. They only prepare and send this.
Now, what you keep telling us that when the SI came, you reconciled. When the auditors came, you did not reconcile. Who came before who?
Auditors came first.
Yes. So if the auditors came before the SI came, do you want us to believe that when they came, you could not present the documents? When the auditors came, you could not present the documents?
We presented the documents, but the report came with this extraction from the banks,
Yes.
which was not reconciled with the banks. Even my statement that was extracted and attached to this document.
Mr. Suso, we are finding it difficult to understand your evidence because this, you may correct me if I am wrong, is an audit exercise.
Yes.
In which documents are presented to the auditors, right? And they requested for your statements, your bank statements, and the vouchers accompanying the transactions that have happened over the period. Is that not what transpired when they came and asked you to produce to them documents to evidence the monies that have been withdrawn, the monies that have been deposited, and for what purpose? And remember, you presented to us a number of vouchers in bundles, and all these vouchers are not in order. They do not receive authorization for them to be raised in the first place, and they did not follow due process. So as at the time the auditors were at Basse, you could not present to them the documents that they require. Is that not the situation?
No, basically my withdrawals during the audit, we could not reconcile. What happened is that I think they are there for 2-3 weeks. The day they are leaving, that is the time they highlighted all my withdrawals, and we agreed that I should send them those informations, which I did. But not like we sit together trying to explain, reconcile. That never happened. Equally to all these other transactions. So meaning, and the report was with the internal auditor for 7 good months.
No, but I could recall earlier in your evidence, you were asked where you were at the entry meeting and at the exit meeting. And what was your response?
I was given an assignment.
No, were you at the entry meeting with the auditors?
Yes.
Were you at the exit meeting with the auditors?
Yes.
So how would you now tell us that you did not sit to reconcile? Because before even they do the final report, they send you their queries for you to respond. And you have responded in this system audit. Is that not correct? You have management has responded to the queries they have raised.
Yes, but I queried to the response of management. I queried and I wrote to internal auditor, and I copied the PS to say the way and the manner the management response was prepared.
Where is what you wrote to them? Give this to please go through it before you want to apply to them. Mr. So where is the original of this?
No, I cannot remember where the original is, but this was prepared by CEO to me.
To you?
Yes.
So it is supposed to be an official letter?
Of course.
So an official letter that don't have any reference, that is not on the letterhead of the council?
Yeah. I received this from CEO informing me that...
No, but I just asked you. I said, is it an official letter?
Yes.
You said yes.
Yes.
I said the official letter has a date.
Yes.
But it doesn't have reference that it is coming from the council. You understand? Written by the CEO.
Go to the last page.
I see that, but I'm looking at the front page. And it's not on the letterhead of Basse Area Council.
I received it from CEO.
You received it from CEO?
Yes, and I know he's having his copies too.
Okay.
And he gave one copy to, he sent this to me and then Nabakurubali and Malafi.
Okay, we'll hand it over to, give it to.
Yes, we have two documents. The first dated the 19th of April 2023. It's a photocopy addressed to the Director of Finance by the CEO of Basse Area Council, Usman Toure. We apply to tender it in evidence as an exhibit with the heading Implementation of Internal Audit Recommendation. And the second is the 20th April 2023, addressed to the CEO in response to the letter of the 19th of April, signed by Mr. Lyman Suso, Director of Finance, Basse Area Council. Implementation of the Internal Audit Recommendation, all in evidence as an exhibit.
The letter written by the CEO, would you be in a position to look for the original?
It will be difficult because I received this from CEO when I was in Basse, and then We have done a lot of...
But this is dated the 19th of April 2023, so it's not a long period that you may not be able to to trace this.
I will search for it,
yes.
But CEO is the one who wrote this to me.
To you?
Yes, and he has his copies.
You should have had the original. Why
yes.
do you have the...
I will search for the original.
Yes,
I will search
because
for
this one you gave us is a photocopy.
Yes, I will search for
So since he wrote to you, you should have had an original copy.
Yes, I will search for the original.
The letter dated the 20th of April 2023, addressed to the CEO of Basse Area Council with the heading implementation of the audit recommendation, signed by Lamin Suso, Director of Finance, and copied to Director of Finance, PS Ministry of Local Government and Lands, Chairman Local Government Service Commission, Director of Governance, Local Government and Lands, Governor URR, Chairman Basse Area Council, Internal Auditor, Ministry of Local Government and Lands, Internal Auditor, Basse Area Council, Planner and Engineer, Basse Area Council. And the letter dated 19th of April 2023, written to address to the Director of Finance, written by Usman Toure, the CEO of Basse Area Council, and the said letter have the heading re-implementation of internal audit recommendation. The said letter is copied to PS Ministry of Local Government and Lands, Chairman Local Government Service Commission, Director of Governance, Ministry of Local Government and Lands, Internal Audit, Ministry of Local Government and Lands, Governor URR, Chairman Basse Area Council, Planner and Engineer Basse Area Council. These documents are admitted together and marked as LG/LS/BSAC/032.
As the Commission presses.
You can proceed. Thank you.
Mr. Suso.
Yes.
Being the chief custodian of the accounts of council, as the finance director, you advise council and CEO,
Bye.
and you are answerable to them. You must account for all monies that are being transacted within the area council, for the area council. Is that not correct?
Yes.
What are your responsibilities as per the finance and accounting manual? How do you execute your functions?
As Director of Finance, I'm responsible for all the accounting transactions of council to ensure that all the prudent accounting policies are applied, to maintain proper accounting system for council, advise council on all financial matters, perform annual financial statement.
Annual financial statement?
Yes.
How about monthly reconciliation?
Monthly reconciliation are all part of it.
Now, let me just cut you short. When the auditors came to conduct this audit, did you provide them with monthly reconciliation? You came in 2021, in February. Is that not correct?
Yes.
In March, did you do a monthly reconciliation?
When the auditors came, I gave them monthly reconciliation for 2020 on manual cash book.
For 2020?
Yes.
I am concerned about the period you assumed office.
No.
2021, there was no monthly reconciliation.
Bank reconciliation, no.
Zero. What would be the adverse effect of that?
Negative.
Why is it important to have a monthly reconciliation?
The monthly reconciliation is performed monthly simply because normally the bank and the cash book will not balance.
Yes.
Simply because of bank charges,
Yes.
errors
Yes.
that you need to investigate
Yes.
to come to correct figures, like trying to see to it that all monies are accounted properly.
So if you do not do that, what would be the risk?
The actual bank statement, the procedure and the manner how it's supposed to be done, that was not done. But what I normally do is that at the end of every month, I get all my bank statements, compare it into the IFMI system cash book.
Yes.
To see whether all the entries are there. And then from there, I add up the bank charges.
Yes.
And credit those bank charges as expenditure.
How do you do this? Do you have documentation for that?
I said no.
So now you only get these statements and observe them with your naked eye?
I get the document, the bank statement with me. If I get the bank statement, I check against them, then I start ticking, and then if there's any error, I put question mark, investigate.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You have no documentation whatsoever regarding how you reconcile the figures, the accounting transactions for the area council in 2021. So that you would not be able to provide anyone with the necessary information regarding where every dollar is gone to for a given month. Would that be a correct statement?
No, that's not correct. I have all my bank statements.
No, do not say you don't have bank statements.
Yes.
So for bank statements, you don't even need to be present. The CEO, you don't even need to be the one to even request for it. Even the CEO can request for a bank statement.
Yes, of course. If he needs it, he can request for it.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the monthly reconciliation, who is supposed to prepare it?
The manual is Director of Finance.
Exactly.
And then,
so if you do not prepare monthly reconciliation, that will be your first point of failure. You are not giving proper account to the area council.
Yes, I'm not doing the proper reconciliation.
Yes.
That's true.
How about the yearly one?
The financial statement?
Yes.
Is prepared?
When? You have not prepared financial statement in 2021, have you?
No.
You did not, yes. So for the entire 2021, there are no monthly reconciliation and no financial statement.
But I explained the reason.
No explanation.
Okay, yes.
No explanation.
Okay, yes.
We are here to discuss facts. If you feel what I am saying is not correct, just say, I believe it is not correct, I have done X, Y, Z.
All right,
and we will discuss it.
Thank you.
My assertion is, for the entire 2021, there was no evidence of reconciliation monthly, which is mandatory.
Yes.
You don't have a discretion.
Yes.
You don't have a choice. You must do it.
Yes.
You fail to do it.
Yes.
So how will you account for any dalasi or any butut of the area council? And at the end of the year still, you fail to do that as well. Why? How will we know how you spent the area council's money, the public funds? It's a question. How will you inform your employer
Now I should
how you spend the area council funds if you don't have the documents to prove it?
I normally inform the council during the period 2021.
Yes.
I normally inform the council on revenue.
Yes.
I have some reports showing this is the total revenue and also
Yes.
major expenditures. Simply because by the time we cannot, our ledgers were not, the module was not completed in the system.
Yes.
So what I normally do is that the total revenue collected against major expenditures that were made within the period.
Now, for these withdrawals made by your staff,
Yes.
you have not, forget the auditor coming to your office or the investigators, the IGP's office coming to your office. You have not done what you were supposed to do to reconcile all these figures amounting to $51 million as finance director.
No, not $51 million.
Excluding the 1 million that you were saying is not part of the 4 million. For Malafi, 1,795,406. For Ndaba Kurubali, $35 million. For Usenu Ture, $764,000 plus. For Usainu Mohammed Jammeh, 1,367,000. The list goes on. But to be fair to you, it can only happen, the figures here the accounting will be done, and from 2021 is what you are accountable for.
Exactly.
So of course, we will be fair with you. But now I am saying for all those withdrawals that you have made between 2021 and 2022, you do not have documentation to provide explanation for this.
I have explanation.
No, documentation.
No.
To provide explanation for these withdrawals. Now, are you aware that as per the finance manual, you are solely responsible if you fail to do that?
Yes.
Do you take responsibility of that?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, we will now, unless there are questions regarding these withdrawals, the witness has already admitted responsibility for these withdrawals because there are no explanations, no documentation to support the withdrawals. Now we will move to the other issue, which is in relation to the $220,000 of the three wards. I think page 46.
Yes.
So on page 46, we had discussed earlier that 2nd July 2021, Bajakunda, there was a withdrawal of $75,000. 2nd July, same day, 2021, $100,000 from the Sabi ward. 3rd September, Gambia Sara ward, $45,000. Now, tell us a bit about these ward accounts.
Actually, I found Basay Area Council having these ward accounts with all the wards, with the councillors.
Yes.
That's my first experience.
Yes.
And then I could recall my former director, the former director of finance, Edu. I asked him, how do you go about this? He said, these are monies that are collected from rate and taxes. 60% yes. goes to the wards and 40% goes to the council. And I asked, how do you account that? How do you do that? But later on, we did not go into further for him to explain to me. But this is the first of its kind.
Yes.
For me to experience it.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, who would be the signatories to this account?
The CEO. Yes, the CEO, the director of finance, and then the ward councillor.
So there are 3 signatories?
Yes.
So all of you should have a sign?
I have never signed any check, but they do sign, all of them. Well, during my time, these ones are signed by CEO and the councillor, like Wadakunda, the CEO, and Omar Gari.
What is the arrangement with the bank, these various banks? Is it 2 can sign, or the 3 signatories should have to sign? We want to understand what is the arrangement.
I did not see the opening of the account form where normally it contains the conditions of.
But when you assumed office, there should be a handing over. Was there a handing over?
The handing over did not capture these details.
But when you became aware of these accounts, you are the chief custodian of these accounts. You should be, ordinarily.
All the textbooks are kept in my office.
No, I just want to understand the fact that when you know, or ought to have known, that when you assumed your office as the finance director, yes, from the first day the word go, you will have a say in all the finances of the area council. This would be part of the accounts of the area council.
Yes.
The law says you have to be signatories to all the accounts. Yes. Do you know that?
Yes.
And therefore you should be a signatory to this account. So even if you replace a particular finance director, the books must be updated so that you have the authority to sign.
Yes, that do not happen, because even whereas they should ask me to be signatory, I will not be a signatory because I have never gone through this kind of. And I could remember one time we had a meeting and the Bashe said they do have this account and they are operating.
Yes.
So it was a surprise to us as director of finance But later on, we don't go further to investigate or to discuss about it. But during my time, I did not sign any check, and then I did not took upon myself as a responsibility to be a signatory of the account.
So, do you not think that when you knew that there was an account in the area council for the ward account, and you did not take custody of the account, you're also responsible for that? Because it's your responsibility.
Yes, I think what comes to my mind...
Partly responsible. That does not exonerate the CEO.
Yes.
Now, these withdrawals, when they were made, you said the various ward councillors are also part of the signatories. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So withdrawals cannot be made without the ward councillor signing as well.
All these three were all signed by the ward councillors.
Now, for the first one,
yes.
Please give us again the name of the ward councillor.
Omar Gari.
Omar Gari.
Gari Bajakunda ward.
Bajakunda ward.
Yes.
So he must have signed the withdrawal for this particular money.
Yes.
What were you told, or what was the meeting between the three of you, yourself, CEO, and Omar Gali, regarding why this money should be withdrawn?
It was a verbal discussion that we need some payments to be facilitated.
What were these payments? Do you recall?
No, I cannot recall the payments exactly.
You can't recall these payments?
Yes.
But you withdrew $75,000, yes?
No, 75,000.
Yes, $75,000. So you withdrew that amount of money?
Yes.
But you can't withdraw, you don't know what it was meant for. You can't recall?
Yes.
Who gave the authority?
CEO.
CEO.
Yes.
So as the finance director, did you know, do you have documentation regarding the expenditure of this money? How it was spent?
The documentation?
You don't?
No, no documentation.
Thank you. Now, the check. Do you have the copy of the check? Can you be able to provide the copy of the check?
Yes, I remember the check copy was with Ndaba.
Yes, so we will request the copy of the check. Which bank?
I think Vista Bank.
Vista Bank?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
When can you make us available the check, the copy of the check?
Well, because I have to travel. Okay, I think
you have to travel where?
Well, honestly,
you have to travel where?
Wait, let me come. Sorry.
I want to clear that first.
Basi.
Okay.
All right.
When you want to travel?
If I'm to travel, it will be maybe next week.
Okay.
But also, I want to inform the commission that I'm asked to provide the information regarding to the generator.
Yes.
And I called the CEO, the current CEO, Mr.
Yes.
Sala, and then this morning, because the whole of yesterday I could not reach him, and I have to call him through his one Hadi Ba. Then Hadi Ba gave him the telephone, and what he told me is that, Mr. Suso, I'm sorry, but I cannot provide you any information for now. He said, I'm sorry, unless and until I am settled down. That's what he told me. So meaning, currently, I cannot promise the commission that I will produce any document that is not under my custody for now, until and unless the CEO is settled down.
You can ask the commissioners to give you authorization to request from the current CEO access to the generator to be able to get the specifications. You can do that.
Yes, I will kindly prefer in writing so that I can give it to the CEO.
Yeah, you are talking to them. The commissioners, you can ask that from them, and if they wish that it is prudent or it is needful.
Madam Chair, basically this is the situation on the ground.
Mr. Suso, I believe that the CEO has to avail you the request you are making from him, because it is not you per se Lamin Suso that is making the request. It is the commission that is making the request.
Okay.
So I don't think he has the authority to refuse you the request that you are making, because it is not you per se, but we are asking you to provide evidence, and he does not have any authority to refuse you access or to provide the said authority to you. All right?
Yes.
So you call him back,
yes,
and you tell him that you need the information that you are requesting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, we will proceed. How about the next one? The Sabi ward.
Yes.
The same day there was a withdrawal of $100,000.
That's correct.
Yes. What was that for? Do you recall?
I cannot recall the actual transaction, but we verbally borrowed money from Yuba Jawara, the vice chairman of Pasay Area Council at the time.
Yuba Jawara?
Yuba, Y-U-B-A, Jawara.
Okay.
Yes, and later the money was paid back.
How much was borrowed from Yuba Jawara?
100,000.
When was that?
I think I may go by the date of the audit was 2nd July 2021.
You borrowed, no, when did you borrow the money? Was this the day you paid, you withdrew the money?
Then I cannot recall that for now, unless I go back to the...
Who borrowed the money from Yuba?
Myself and CEO.
Why was that money borrowed from Yuba?
Actually, the actual reason I could not remember, but it's in respect to council's transactions.
So if you can't recall, how would we know the money that you have taken from a private individual is probably being spent on council's transactions? Needless to say that it did not follow procedure.
No, it do not follow procedure.
Yes.
In totality, yes.
Yes, well I said needless to say that.
Yes.
But how would we even ascertain? Because now you have taken monies from the account, the ward development account.
Yes.
And you have paid it to an individual.
Yes.
But then, how would we know that that payment was that expenditure on council's account from Yuba Jawara? Was it for the ward of Sabi ward?
Yes.
It was for Sabi ward. Are you sure?
The money is from Sabi ward account.
No, the money you have taken from Yuba.
Yes.
Did you spend it for the benefit of the people of Sabi ward?
No.
But then it's not fair for you to take the money from Sabi ward and pay an individual.
But what happened also?
No, first,
Yes.
does that make sense?
No.
Is that fair to the people? Let's assume that's what you have done. Let's assume you have taken money from one person and spent it on council's functions. Let's assume that is the actual truth, which for us we operate on evidence. The idea is you are now robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yes.
So what is left for the people of Sabi?
It's not fair.
So now, again, where do you have vouchers also to support the expenditure of this $100,000 that you have taken from Yuba? You don't.
The approach is wrong.
And then you don't have documentation to also support this expenditure.
As enshrined in our
Yes.
manuals, no.
The third September 2022, $45,000 is from the Gambia Sara ward.
Yes. Hussein Maharaya.
Why was that withdrawal necessary?
That one also, there was a need, and CEO communicated to him.
What was the need?
I cannot recall the actual purpose, but the money was taken from him, 45,000, and I can recall the check was withdrawn.
And paid to?
Expenditure was made.
What kind of expenditure was that?
Part of the money was paid against salary.
Did you not tell us at some point, probably I'm wrong, maybe I'm mixing things up, that you have paid one woman for milling machine?
Yeah, that one is for Yuba Jawara, 100,000.
That's for Yuba Jawara?
Yes.
That's the one for the milling machine?
Yes.
So you paid the money back to Yuba Jawara? You're mixing things up?
Yes, no, and I'm not mixing. You are just going back. This 100,000 was borrowed from Yuba Jawara Sabi Ward.
Yes.
And later on, the money was paid back. The time we are paying, the money was paid to one Khadija to Jallo.
Yes.
But it's in respect of Yuba Jawara coming with requests from the word that they need a milling machine.
Do you have the request?
Yeah, it's in the file.
Are you sure there's a written request?
Yeah, the documentation was done. A certain some documentation were done.
So we'll need evidence of that for the Sabi word. So for the Gambia word, you can't recall.
That one is cash withdrawal, spent, then cash given back to him. A check given back to him. To the councillor. That one I need to confirm whether the check was given to the councillor directly or the money was paid into the account.
So who is the councillor of Gambia ward?
Hussein Mahanera.
Hussein Marena. Mahanera.
Yes.
And the one for Sabi ward?
Yuba Jawara.
And the one for Baja Kunda?
Omar Gari.
Are they all councillors now? As we speak? So what have you done for the people of Baja Kunda during your time? What particular development do you know was done for Baja Kunda?
Construction of bridge amounting to 4 million.
Is it complete?
Yes.
The bridge.
Yes.
How about Sabi Ward?
Sabi Ward bridge.
Is it complete?
Yes. 4.1 million.
How about the Gambia Ward?
Gambia Ward, no.
Nothing.
Yes.
All right. So the refundment or the repayment of these monies as well, you said you don't have evidence of that.
For Gambia Ward,
yes.
45,000 was prepared check. So I don't know whether it is deposited into the account or given to the council.
Because the auditor is saying that there is no evidence of a refund of these monies.
No, all these monies were refunded.
The evidence of refund.
The evidence are there, but possibly the approach, but they are evidence.
No, like you cannot substantiate the fact that these monies were returned or refunded back to the account that you have to draw them from.
They are not back to the account.
So the auditor would be correct.
Yes.
Any questions regarding the withdrawals from these wards?
No.
The other issue would be the loans. Let's say 5C, for example. Let's discuss 5C. Now, regarding 5C, my colleague would discuss with you 5C, the transactions. Just to start with you before I come in.
Good morning, Mr. Sosa.
Morning, lead counsel.
Counsel, let me just ask him of some of these letters, whether he has it. Do you have the letter that is dated the 10th of March 2023 by the CEO to you?
In respect to what?
You gave me documents. You gave me a letter.
Yes.
You said this letter was written by the CEO.
Yes.
And the CEO made reference to a letter dated 10th of March and the one dated 16th of March. Assistant Registrar, can you please give this to the witness? This is now exhibit LGC/LS/BSAC/032. Look at the letter that you wrote to the Director of Finance on the 16th. It's the second one. Yes. It's the second letter.
Yes. It's on the 19th.
No. The letter dated the 16th. Where is it?
There's no letter dated here on the 16th.
No, I'm not talking about that letter you are saying there. The reference that was made to that letter.
I saw it.
Yes. And the one for the 10th.
Yes, I have a letter here in response to a similar one, unless I check.
Okay, break time you check. You provide the letter for the 16th and for the 10th. Because that will give us a comprehension of what this is all about. Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. So, Mrs. Sousa, can you tell us what you know about the relationship between the council and 5C?
The relationship I know between council and 5C is that there is a contract between council and 5C.
Okay. And are you familiar with the contract?
I'm not familiar with the contract. I believe most of the time I'm more particular about the sharing ratio and then the revenue lines that needs to be shared, because most of the items on that is more of legal aspect or legal terms, which.
So, when did you first see the contract between the council and 5C?
I cannot recall that.
When you started work at the council in February 2021, were you given any handover notes?
Yes.
Was 5C contract part of those notes?
No.
Did you make it your business to find out what the financial obligations of the council were when you took over?
Financial obligation of council?
Of the council. Did you make it your business to find out what the financial obligations of the council were when you took over?
Actually, there is a file in the office that contains most of the MOUs and the contracts of council.
Did you make it your business to find out?
Yes.
When was this?
I cannot recall, but I one time went through these documents to see the commitment of councils in regards to all financial matters and any other arrangements.
So would this be around the time you took over? Would it be maybe mid-2021, towards the end of 2021? Give us an idea.
Around the end of 2021, because the beginning of 2021, February, March, April, May, June, by then I was totally tied up.
I see. During your ACCA, did you ever make it to the legal course or the legal module?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a basic understanding of business law, contracts, do you?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're saying is that at some point around the end of 2021, you came across this contract, right?
Yes.
Okay, and when you did, what was your impression of the contract? What was your impression of the contract?
No,
when you came across it, actually, let me just give you a more general. When you came across the contract, what did you do?
Well, I have no interest about the contract because I know this 5C starts in Brikama, and then the challenges.
I was asking, what was your impression?
I was not impressed about the contract.
Okay. So when you saw the contract at the end of 2021, what did you do? When you saw it, you read it, because I'm assuming that you were going through those documents to know what the council needs to pay for or what the financial obligations of the council are. Is that right?
If I can recall, I went through the budget.
You went through the what?
The budget.
Okay.
And there is no item showing payment to 5C.
Okay.
That is one, I could remember, that is one of my concerns.
In your budget, do you ever have specific heads for payment to specific contractors? Because usually you have loan repayments, right? You just have a heading or subheading saying loan repayments.
Yes.
So you don't have specific headings saying payment to EcoBank or payment to Vista Bank, right?
No, because you cannot have that in the budget.
Right, so you would not see in the budget payment to 5C.
Of course, you should have payment for 5C.
So why in your budget, if you should have payment to 5C, why do you never have payment to Vista Bank, payment to Supersonics, payment to EcoBank?
Madam, you are right. If that is captured, it will make...
No, that's not what I was asking. I was asking, you said you did not see it in the budget, and that's why you were looking at the contract. So I'm asking you, to confirm that there's actually no subheadings in your budget that has provision for specific payments to specific entities. Is that not right?
No, because if you look at the loan repayment will not specify the banks, but it will capture the total amount payable within that particular year.
Precisely. So under which heading would payments to 5C or contractors, under which heading would it be under your budget?
For 5C, no, but for contracts, you will see like cost of construction of bridges, the total will represent the payment for bridges.
So if you have an outstanding payment owed to contractors, under which heading would it be?
If, for example, if the year elapsed and now you are now about to prepare another budget, what you will do is that you calculate the areas.
Under which subheading would that areas be?
Under, it should be under loan, because it's now a loan.
Okay, so if it should be under loans, that means that any payment due to 5C would be under loans, right?
Yes.
So there would not be any heading in your budget saying payment to 5C.
No, but remember, 2021, there is supposed to be a payment to 5C.
That's not what I'm asking about.
So meaning the item should be captured in the budget.
Okay, what would be the code on the budget? Because every heading has a code. What code would that come under?
The codes, you can payment against contracts.
Would that heading be payment to 5C?
Yes.
It would be payment to 5C.
Yes.
Show me which of the budgets that you have prepared from 2021 to 2023 where you have specified outstanding payments or any payments due to any specific contractor. You have the budgets, so please just go through and show me.
Okay.
Which budget year is that?
2022.
2022.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Suso, can you start with 2021 so we can have the flow? Since you said he is supposed to be paid in 2021.
has already been signed in 2019.
And the ones for these bridges were not signed?
These ones were not signed yet.
Okay, so let's go to 2022 budget and you show me if their names are on it.
No, their names cannot be on the...
That's the point. Their names will not be on the budget.
No.
So why would 5C's name be on the budget?
5C contract was signed in 2019, meaning their payments should come every year up to 10 years.
And under which heading would their payments be?
5C should be captured as 5C.
Why is it only 5C that would be captured as 5C if the budgets have never shown any contractors' names?
Because this one is a contract, it's a running contract, meaning it's a running contract that has already been signed and is supposed to run for 10 good years.
So there's no other contract that the council has signed that has been on the budget? Sorry, that the contractor's name is not on the budget?
Yes, simply because all the contract that is awarded, you can only factor the expenditure and the amount.
Okay.
But
so 2020. So wait, you're saying it was signed in 2019 and it's supposed to be in the budget. So now you have seen it. You know that it's due. You've prepared the budget of 2022 and 2023. Is 5C's name on the budget for 2022 and 2023?
2023, because I prepared for 2022.
You prepared 2022 and you prepared 2023.
No.
You did not prepare 2023's budget.
Yes, I prepared 2022.
Okay, so show me where 5C is on 2022 and 2023, where they're named.
No, 5C was not there.
So if you're saying that they should be there, why didn't you put them there?
When preparing this, we oversight 5C by the time.
You oversighted?
Of course. I can fully remember when the issue of 5C came, and myself and CEO, I can fully remember that, and we said, well, we have oversight 5C payment.
Twice in a row?
No.
Is it in 2022?
In 2022 to 2023, we decided to bring in 5C.
You decided to bring it into the budget?
Yes.
So where is it?
That was supposed to be in 2023 budget. I don't have that with me here.
Let me show you a copy.
2023 to 2023, okay.
Thanks.
Okay, I refer you, you can look at this page, how to call it, the last page, where you have motor vehicle.
Is their name on the budget?
The name is not there, but
okay.
I can, okay.
Yes, you can what?
This 2022-2023 budget was prepared by the budget officer, Usienu, and CEO. Because
you had no involvement in that budget preparation?
Very late. Very late. Very late.
Very what?
Very, very late.
Very late?
Yes.
Okay.
During this period, CEO was saying that in respect to PFM reforms, the budget officer should be under the CEO. I can recall that this matter has been discussed at General Council, not once, not twice. To an extent, they said there is always a push and pull between the CEO and the director when it comes to budget preparation and responsibility. And then Hussein was the one preparing and reporting directly to the CEO. The only time I have this budget was when we are called at Banjul for bilateral, And then I was there with the chairman, the CEO, and then Hussein left us from Basel, and he went to university in September without following the due process. So Hussein met us in Banjul, and then he said he's going for classes at the university. And then the chairman called me to say, Director, can you present this budget? I said no. I tell because CEO said the budget should be under his responsibility, which you know very well. Later on, we went to Director of Governance Office, the first office, and then chairman said, Director, please kindly present this budget, don't embarrass us.
So, Mr. Suso, basically the long and the short of this narration is that you did not include 5C's name in the budget.
Yeah, but I want to tell you where we decided to capture 5C. If you look
where
at
did you decide to capture it?
The 3 million, the motor vehicle, one salon car, $3 million.
Pardon?
Motor vehicle, one salon car, $3 million.
Sorry, you put 5C on the vehicles?
No, we brought 5C on the capital because of the figure is high. I can recall I had this discussion with the CEO and then Senu Kanute. We did this adjustment very late, and we agreed. I think it is a typing error. This motor vehicle and one salon, we export it and we represent it by 5C. Senu Kanute can witness to that as the finance committee chairman.
Okay. Can I please get the budget back? So the entire reason why we've been going around this issue is because you brought it up and you said that you went to the file that had the contracts only because you could not see 5C captured in the budget. And the entire reason why I went through the budget with you was to establish that you never captured the names of the people that you owe in your budget. So that reason that you gave does not quite tally with everything that we've just gone through. So why did you go through the contracts file to find the 5C contract?
No. The 5C contract, the issue why in fact we bring the 5C on the 2023 budget is because of the 5C were following their payment, and we know the payment cannot be done in 2023,
Mr.
2022.
So we haven't reached the issue of payment, we haven't reached any of those issues. We're still on when you saw the contract. So you have now said that you saw it in the contract file that is kept by the council. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. You said you went through that file towards the end of 2021.
Yes.
Right. So now when you went to that file and you saw the agreement, did you read it?
Yes, I read the agreement.
Okay. And when you read it, what did you do?
I do not do anything.
Okay. So did you see that the council was obligated to make certain payments under that agreement?
Yes, I understand some obligations need to be made by council.
Okay. And so what did you do about those obligations at that time?
I did not do anything about the obligation in respect to 5C because by then we are trying to maintain or try to see that the IFMI system is moving, because in 2021 we have 3 major issues that we are challenged with. That's the 5C.
So what is the relationship between your IFMI system moving and the payments due to a contractor? In this case, 5C.
No, the payments are done through the banks. All the contract payments.
Yes. So what does that have to do with your IFMI system moving?
No, by then we don't have money, so we are not thinking of paying 5C.
Why did you not have money?
One, because we have a lot of challenges. Because there is inadequate devices, and then network issues.
So the fact that you have inadequate devices and network issues, isn't that all the more reason why you should have looked for that contract earlier?
The contract was not our priority.
How did you get those devices?
What?
How did you get those devices that you're complaining about?
The devices? Mm-hmm. The devices are normally should be provided by the company 5C.
How do you know that?
It's in the contract.
So you would have read the contract?
Yes.
So if the devices that are supposed to be provided by 5C are insufficient, as you say, or have issues, as you say, would you not, as a man of general common sense, look for that contract to see what you can do about the devices?
About providing devices?
Anything that you can do about the devices. Would you not go back to the contract to see what you can do about those devices?
Well, I did not go back to the contract, but one thing that I can say is that they were not providing devices to us, and later on they are asking for their money, and we don't have money at the time.
They were asking for their money after. We're talking about when you, because you're saying you did not go through that contract earlier than the end of 2021 because you had other issues that you were dealing with, and some of these issues were inadequacy or insufficiency of devices. So now I have said, as a man of general common sense, right, this is what I'm attributing to you. Did it not occur to you, because you've just said that 5C provided those devices, would it not have occurred to you to go and look in that contract to see what the basis of them providing you those devices is, so that you can take further steps to see what to do about those devices?
Yeah, I said earlier that the 5C contract, some of the quotation is more of legal term, but when it comes to the collection of the devices, my advice was we have to go back to
we haven't reached yet your advice. So we're still dealing with, you said why you haven't been able to go to the contract. Because you have issues, more pressing issues, and these pressing issues are revenue collection devices, right?
Yes.
And you already knew before looking at that contract that it was 5C that provided those devices, right?
Yes.
Right. So if you know that 5C provided those devices, would you not think, let me go and find out what the basis is for which they provided these devices?
No, I did not do that.
No. Did you think about it?
Yes, I think about the issue.
So when you thought about it, you didn't think, let me go and look for the basis for which they provided these devices?
No.
Okay, so how were you going, what did you plan to do about the devices when you realized that you don't have enough or they're not working?
Well, what I thought was, we cannot maintain 5C, we have to go back to DTR.
Without looking at the basis on which you got those devices?
Whatever,
is that what you learned?
Whatever the basis is, whatever contract contains, it should be a win-win situation. If I sign a contract with you and it's not in my favor, then we have to go back to the drawing board.
So, Mr. Suso, was the council forced to sign a contract?
What?
Was the council ever forced to sign a contract?
Me?
Council, was it forced to sign a contract?
Well, the contract was not signed in my presence.
Okay, so you don't know what happened until the contract was signed?
Yes, I found...
But the general thing that you learned during your course that had to do with basic business and contract law would be that both parties would come together and agree on what they want, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you would assume that the contract that you found there is what both parties came together and agreed that they wanted.
Yes.
So the council wanted this contract?
Yes.
Okay. So when you realize that your devices are not working or you don't have enough, you said you didn't think to go back to the contract to see what you can do about it, right? So without looking at the contract to know what your rights were as a council, what did you decide to do about those devices?
The devices?
Yes.
We are using the devices.
Okay. Now, part of your duty is to ensure that revenue is collected on time and properly, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have devices that are not sufficient or inadequate. You have not gone to the contract to see what your rights are as a contracting party. How did you plan to fulfill your obligation as Director of Finance to ensure that revenue is collected timelessly and that you actually collect all the revenue you're supposed to collect?
The revenue can be collected by using the devices for the DTR.
Okay.
And then I one time wrote to the CEO that...
So we're talking about 2021 and we're talking about before you looked at the contract at the end of 2021. So let's stick to that time period for now.
Like from February to July also. By then there were some devices with the collectors. But along the way there is a lot of devices that were broken.
Okay.
So, but it was very difficult around September, October. That is normal in councils. In October, November, December is always a challenging period for the councils. So
you have said that you face several challenges, and one of this is the insufficiency or inadequacy of the devices. So that's what I'm asking. You already said you didn't think to go to the contract to see what your rights were. So what did you do about the insufficiency of devices at that time, and your vis-a-vis your duty to ensure adequate revenue collection?
We manage with the number of devices that we have to enforce collection, and then that's how we manage to operate.
Okay, so was that the best you thought you could do to ensure that you had full collection of revenue?
That was not the best, but we don't have an option.
Why did you not have an option?
Because I advised the CEO that we have to use the GTR.
When did you advise the CEO?
Normally, in most of our meetings, management meetings, and we do discuss, around July, August.
July, August of 2021.
June, July, August, because the collection that was done by Malafi and Mankumani, I called CEO simply because of the inadequate devices. That's what triggered us to use the GTR.
So this was June, July, and August of 2021.
2021, yes.
So you directed the Malafi and Manku?
I called CEO in the presence of Malafi in my office that there is a need for us to go and collect. Can we use GTR? He said fine. Then GTRs are always there with me. I handed over the GTRs to Malafi. And
so you handed over GTR books to who?
To Malafi Baji on my behalf as Director of Finance.
And this was when? You said June, July, August 2021.
Yeah, September.
Okay, so why did you only give one person GTR books?
Because those GTRs are treasury use. Collectors should not post that in their cash books. It's treasury use.
So who should post those in their cash books?
They should be posted in the Director of Finance cash book, the main cash book.
So what were they being used to do?
Normally, Malafi will use the GTR, adding from a particular number to this particular number, and post it into the IFMIS system.
What is he adding on the GTR? The GTR is a receipt book, right?
It's a receipt book, yes.
Right, and it's for payment, receipt of payment.
Yes.
Okay, so what's he receiving that he's posting?
What is it?
What revenue is Manlafi receiving with the GTR books that he's posting on the system?
I can recall student farmers were collected using that GTR.
So Manlafi was collecting from the strange farmers?
Student farmers, lodgers, yes, I can remember these ones.
So why did he not collect taxes and rates with the GTRs since he's collecting other revenue lines?
I did not agree with that with CEO. We only agreed to collect these other revenues.
So why did you not agree that with the CEO?
Considering the contract between Council and 5C.
You said you hadn't seen the contract yet at that time. So
no, I have seen the contract.
By June, July, August, you had seen the contract?
The moment I come to the office and I saw the devices, I know it's automatically 5C. And I know they are operating with 5C.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's how you knew what the terms of the contract were? Because you're just saying that you didn't give Manlafi to collect other revenue sources because you knew about the contract with 5C.
Yes.
So how did you know about the contract with 5C and what you can do and can't do?
Yeah, I come across the contract between June, July, like I said, around the end of the year. I know that
June, July is not the end of the year, Mr. Suso.
Yeah, I know, it's in the middle of the year, but I come across the budget, how to call it, the contract within that period. But I know I came across the contract before even discussing with CEO to use GTR. And I know very well, using GTR It's a challenge to the 5C.
So you have now said that you saw the contract before you discussed with CEO to use the GTR books, right? Yeah. So then why did you not agree with him to use it for the other revenue lines as well?
I could not convince him.
You could not convince him. Did you go to the General Council?
I cannot remember that.
You cannot remember if you didn't go to the General Council?
About using the GTR or the... no, I cannot remember that.
How can you not remember whether you went to the General Council about using the GTRs to collect revenue for the council, which is necessary to pay your bills, amongst other things?
Yeah, I can recall that the issue of GTR was discussed at General Council in respect to why we gave GTR to collectors to do the collection.
So you never discussed it at the General Council before you gave the GTRs to Manlafe?
Yes.
Okay. So when it came up during council, what did you say?
They advised us not to use the GTR.
The General Council advised you to use the GTR?
Not to use the GTR.
So were you there?
Yeah, I believe I'm there. I can recall.
No, were you there or were you not there? You can't believe you were there.
I'm there.
You either knew or you didn't know you were either there or you weren't there.
I'm there.
You were there. So did you make a case for why the GTR should be used?
Of course, we made a case.
Okay, what did you say?
That there is no enough devices. So for us to be on the safe side, it's better we go back to the GTR since we could not have devices from 5C, since they are also giving us information that they could not have these devices from China because there is an embargo or
So when was this?
Between 2021 end of the year to 2022 beginning of the year.
So it was only at that time. So when did you contact 5C about the devices? When was the first time you contacted them about the devices that you don't have in us?
Normally, CEO does the communication.
So you don't have any communication with 5C yourself directly?
No.
They don't email you?
A CEO and chairman in most cases. It could be, but regarding to 5C devices, I cannot recall.
Right. So when did you advise the council about your issues that you had with the contract?
No, I don't think I have any point in time advised council on 5C devices.
On the contract?
On the contract.
You said you had issues with the sharing, amongst other things.
Yeah.
So what are those issues and when did you have them?
No, that sharing ratio is an issue, but I can recall all the time during our management meeting is a concern. So, or what we normally say is that we have to see a way out because we cannot survive this, but we are also thinking of the legal aspect of it since it's a contract. But I could remember time to time, the chairman, CEO, myself, we will think about how can we get out from this situation because it is regretted by the council that this contract has been signed.
So when you yourself, chairman and CEO were discussing how to get out of the contract, did you take it to the contracts committee?
I cannot remember any point in time it is taken to the
So
contract.
you didn't take it to the contracts committee?
No.
Did you engage the council's lawyer? Because you keep saying that the contract, most of the things in it are legal issues. Did you engage the council's lawyer?
I cannot remember any point in time engaging a council lawyer, but I one time wrote to say there is a need for council to engage a lawyer in respect to this contract.
And when was this?
What?
When did you write to who did you write to? When did you write to say that they should engage a lawyer about the contract?
For that one, unless I go through my...
You would know at least who you wrote to.
What?
You
Yes.
would know who you wrote to.
I wrote to CEO.
Okay.
Yes.
Would that be in 2022?
It's possible.
So can I just ask, why is it that it is at the point where you realize that you cannot pay or you refuse to pay, as the case may be, the amounts that are due under the contract, that you decide that the contract is not working for you?
The time I considered the most to engage a lawyer is when this payment comes.
So that's what I'm saying. Why is it that it is only when you realize that you cannot make a payment that you think that the contract is not working for you? When you collected the devices, you were fine with the contract?
No, we are never fine with the contract.
Okay, and what did you do about it when you weren't fine with the contract?
We are managing with the contract, but
okay.
When the payment comes, I said now we have to push it hard because this cannot continue. So that's the time I advise on that particular letter to say there is a need to engage a lawyer in respect to this contract. I'm not saying specifically the payment, but now I'm referring to the contract itself now. Yes, that was my position.
Okay, so when the devices were provided to council, there was no problem, right?
What?
When the devices were provided to council, there was no problem?
No, during my time, I think...
When the devices were provided to the council, was there any problem?
That was not my time.
Okay, so when you came, the problem is that you don't seem to remember so many things, so it's difficult to, get you to assist fully, because you can't remember how many devices you found when you came.
Because there is no documentation that was prepared and shared with us.
Are you sure?
I cannot recall any document that was given to me to say this.
That was given to you?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, to say what?
Showing the number of devices.
Okay.
That's
now,
hard.
as a council, do you not take inventory of what you have? Do you not have an assets register?
You have an assets register. But
are those devices not assets?
To be candid with you, the assets register did not capture this 5C.
So that would be council's fault?
Because, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if the council had, as it's required to do, put the devices in its assets register, all you had to do was go open the document and see how many you received, right?
Yeah, actually, that is the purpose of the fixed assets register.
So if you had done that, you would have seen how many devices you received, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So you would not need to be going back to the other side to find out how many devices they brought or anything like that?
That's correct.
Okay. So you don't know how many devices were at the council at the time that you came?
No,
or
I
do you
don't
know? Okay. And do you know how many revenue collectors you had when you came into office?
37.
You had 37 revenue collectors, right? And from a report that was made, it seemed that there were maybe 17 or so that had devices around that time. So if you have 17 revenue collectors with devices and another 20 with no devices, and your job is to make sure that the council collects as much revenue as it can every year, what were your plans to ensure that this happened in 2021?
In 2021, the devices, my plan was still is tied to the contract. There is a need for the contract to be looked into, and then that's it. I don't have any other plan, just to see how best we can have more devices and engage 5C to supply us with more devices, or else we go back to the GTR. Because whenever this 5C contract issue come to discussion, it's always a challenge.
So you had no other plans to figure out how to how to collect the revenue that the council is due to collect in 2021?
Yeah.
And you did not take the matter to the general council to say, look, this is what was budgeted for 2021. the council cannot conduct its activities if it doesn't have money. The only way council can get money is if we collect the revenue that we're due, and we cannot collect the revenue because of so and so. Can we sit and figure out what to do?
No, I did not do that.
But in 2021, the council took out loans, right?
But we took the loans very late. Around the first
in
one.
2021, council took out loans, right?
Yes.
Okay, how much are you aware of that the council took out in loans? In 2021.
I can recall the 15 million.
Okay.
As long-term loans, but I cannot recall the TODs that was taken within the period, contracted within the period.
Okay, so the council took out 15 million in loans in 2021. And what was this 15 million meant for?
For development projects.
For which year?
For 2021.
But you said the loan was taken out late in the year. So when in the year was it taken?
The issue has been discussed.
When was the loan taken?
Vista was in June, July.
Okay, so mid-year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Supersonic at October.
Supersonics was what, the 10 million one?
Yes, in October.
Okay. And Vista was 5 million?
Yes,
Okay.
around June, July.
So the one for Vista, what was it meant for?
It was meant for all the contracts, all the projects.
5 million for all the projects.
It should be part, what happened is that it's supposed to be accumulative figure paid against projects, not a specific amount for a specific project. What we are trying to do was like to add up the totals and then pick the contracts. But I can recall that in the contract in the contract document, there is a specific project identified to be candidate. Yes.
In the what contract document are you talking about? Oh, for the loans?
The loan, yeah.
Okay, which one?
I think Bajakunda is there.
Okay, so you took out 15 million mid towards end of 2021 for the projects that you say that the council was going to undertake. But this loan, it wasn't in the budget it wasn't in the 2021 budget, right? The council did not plan to take out a loan under the budget.
It was, let's see.
You have the budget, right?
Yes, there's borrowing of 1 million. And then,
let me just find where you are. What heading is that?
The first page, budget overview.
Borrowing is 1 million.
Yes.
Right, and this budget wasn't revised.
Was?
The budget was not revised.
Yes. It was not revised, yes.
Okay. And then you took out a loan of 15 million. That was not captured in your budget. It wasn't any revised budget.
I believe we had a meeting. It was captured in the revenue line for market collection of market rent. For market canteen rent. In the budget.
Mr. Suso, we are not understanding your opinion because I'm totally lost.
Okay.
I cannot appreciate what has been said and where you are going, because when questions are asked, you don't answer the questions and you give different answers to the questions that are given. It's making it very difficult for us to appreciate what the evidence is.
Okay.
Thank you. So you did not revise the budget. There was no provision in any budget for that 15 million loan that the council was going to take, all right?
During the period, We decided to...
So, look, if you answer and then you explain, it helps the record.
Okay.
So, there was no budget for that 15 million. There was no revised budget that contained that $15 million loan that the council was taking in 2021. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, now you can explain.
When the market was under construction, and then it's about...
Which of the markets?
The main market.
Okay.
Was a main market. So there was a meeting to suggest that we need to adjust the budget since the market is about to complete, so that those funds can handle the...
I cry, try to move different, but always in crime. Wonder whole life bitter, sour like lime.